welcome to a new video. In this video I expand on an idea I brewed up one night to 3 different designs. The initial design that is on the screen right now reminded me of the Aphrodite altars that I see on Pinterest, so I decided to make her the theme. I didn't have much forethought for this pose, so I didn't get a reference, and I think it came out kind of stiff because of that, but when I redid it for the final sketches, I improved on that. Here are some examples of the altars that I was referring to. They have a lot of pastel and sparkly vibes that I wanted to pull from. For the first sketch, I drew the same character in a different pose. Like I said before, I struggle with the flow of the original design, so I focused more on making this one feel natural and graceful. That felt fitting because Aphrodite is often associated with beauty and movement, like the way the sea carries her in her most famous myth. I was looking at a reference for this pose, and what I usually do is just start eyeballing the biggest shapes I see, drawing circles to represent that. Devotees often go to Aphrodite to improve on their confidence, so for this pose I wanted it to be a bit lacking in confidence and represent a devotee coming to her for help. This is more in reference to the modern worship of Aphrodite. Here I went for a more vintage look to a mirror as the face. I extracted the lines of a photo from the Sketchbook into Clip Studio to color this piece and the other pieces. I wanted to keep the garments white for all of them, and I wanted to continue the vintage vibe, so I went for a bronze frame on the mirror. Then I just did some simple shading of the skin in the mirror and the garments. For the next sketch, I was inspired by a wrapping garment that I saw on Pinterest, so I knew that I wanted all of the pieces to be flowy. Initially, I wanted the skirt to just mimic water, but in the end I took it a step further and made it an actual body of water, with a character dipping into it. Water is a major element tied to Aphrodite, not just because of her birth, but also because she was worshipped in coastal temples, and sailors would pray to her for safe voyages. Some of her ancient statues were even placed near fountains, reinforcing the connection between her and flowing water. I started with doing a bit of line work on this piece, outlining the skin and the garments. Then I went into coloring the skin, and I knew I wanted it to look overall a bit blushed and kind of pinky. This is because I knew that I wanted the water at the bottom and then the hair to be blue, so I thought pink and blue would be cute. I added a multiply layer for some simple shading and a color layer to further deepen the pink on the skin. For the final sketch, I created a collage of symbols representing Aphrodite, like a shell, a rabbit, a pearl, and roses. Each of these have a deep connection to her mythology. The rabbit is linked to fertility, which is another aspect of her divine influence. Pearls symbolize the sea and beauty, and roses were said to have been created from her tears, mixing with the blood of her mortal lover, Adonis. I love how each of these elements tell a piece of her story, so I wanted to connect them all in one. As far as coloring this one goes, I went pretty simple, just doing the flat colors of each object. And then with the pearls, I wasn't really sure how to shade that, so I made them a bit rainbowy. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think and may want to see next. Until next time.